Shalom, Yahweh Shimmy, Shai Brakta, Yahweh Brakta, Shai Brakta. Taught the Ahchyam, what Ahchyam, out there teaching and keeping his truth in all sincerity, teaching the downfall of Esau, this wicked queendom in the 2/3. Okay, in my last video, I said, Ahchyam, we need all the knowledge. On that video, I said, if the man's lot, Slakia, I said, if the man's lot is for him to be teaching karate, and that's all that he knows, but he does it for Yahweh Shimmy, Shai, then let him do his thing. Now, in that instance, he still still has to be teaching out the word, so spreading the truth. Because just because somebody's not standing on the same corner or different corners every day does not mean that they're not out here teaching the truth. Every time someone talks to me, regardless if I'm in a gas station, at a Walmart, or wherever I'm at, I tell them the truth. If they ask, I tell them the truth. Now, some people would tell you not to say that because it's going to create problems for you. But if it's your lot, some people are going to be martyrs. Like it says. All the Ahchyam say the same thing too. There are going to be some that are going to be martyrs. So, those people, so you got to think about it. Those people are outside. They're still risking their life for Yahweh Shimmy Shai, whether they're teaching about Yahweh Shimmy Shai in the karate studio or whether they're at Walmart, or if they just meet somebody in the bathroom and they're peeing, and next they start just talking about the Most High. They're still teaching. They're still doing their lot. Just because they're not on the corner, the same corner that you're on, does not mean that they're not teaching. Because they still could be hitting the highways and byways, because they might just catch the bus, and maybe they talk to somebody on the bus stop. We don't know that. So you got to think about it. The 144,000 have to be sealed. And they probably, by now, the 444,000 probably are sealed. And you could have just been talking, I'm not taking away anything from the Ahchyam that are out there on the street corners. The water, Yahweh Shimmy Shai. The water. Thank you, for being out there. Thank you for preaching. But what I'm saying is, we need all knowledge. We need to understand everything. Because Yahweh Shai understood energy. Yahweh Shai understood elements. The angels understand elements, energy, herbs. We need to understand all that. We can't just say, hey, we need to understand laws. We need to understand that. And the Bible even says that we understood science, or that we understand science. So we have to be able to understand everything. It can't, and I'm not saying not just to not just understand the Bible, or not to, or hold on, slack it. I'm not saying for them not to not try to, get in touch with the brothers or other Ahchyam, because it tells us to come together. But there are times, well, no buts, it tells us that. And sometimes coming together may just be over the internet, or maybe they're coming together in their karate studio, or maybe they're coming together at a bus stop in some form of way, like, they're being attracted to one another, and this Ahchyam, or this Ak, may, he just may be at a dollar store or something. What if he works every day, but he's still trying his best to teach the knowledge, truth, and understanding? Are you saying because he's not out there on the street with a group of people that he's not of the elect? Are you saying because he doesn't understand that the moon cycles, that he's not of the elect? You gotta think about it. By saying that's like, there would be a punishment for that. And I'm not saying you're not of the elect by saying that, but I'm just saying, we think all the people that are of the elect are just going to be grown men. Sometimes what if there's one was regenerated and he's a little boy? You still learn. His lot may have been just to teach you, something. You know, you don't know what form the angels are going to come to you in. You know, I keep telling you, the Most High is omnipotent. Like, there's spiritual science all around us, whether it's from numbers, whether it's from animals, because you guys have rejected animals, saying that the animals have no meaning. How come the animals don't have a meaning, but names have a meaning? Don't animals have names? So then don't they have some type of meaning? So you're saying that there's a such thing as a coincidence? If you see the same animal every day, every day, every day, and you don't pay attention to it, Yahweh Hashem, Yahushua could be sending you that animal to warn you. Why, if animals don't have signs and colors don't mean nothing and numbers don't mean nothing, then why would Yahweh Hashem Yahushua paint the snakes? There's snakes that look just alike, that are red, black, yellow. Why would he paint them in different sequences so you can understand, knowledgeable, that, hey, don't touch that one because that one will bite you and it will kill you? Why would he create that type of knowledge? If stuff doesn't mean anything, and I know people are like, well, that's not spiritual. Knowledge is spiritual. Having knowledge is spiritual, because when you got knowledge, you got power that other people don't. People that don't understand, hey, don't touch that snake, or don't eat that fruit, or don't eat that berry, or don't touch that leaf, because that's poison ivy. They don't have that knowledge. They'll say things like, you know, like those things aren't spiritual and those are foolishness. And then those are the people that are going to get messed up by that snake, by that poison ivy. They're going to walk behind the horse and get kicked in the head and die because they want to reject knowledge. Knowledge is the spirit in itself. The Ahchyam said that, I can't remember the verse that he said, but exactly what it, but I know it was something like, and you can put the verse at the bottom on the comments. He said that, you know, to me, I believe that it's a spiritual power. He said that we were blessed with the ability to hear and to understand the word. And to me, that's spiritual. That's spiritual, you know, because other people can't hear the word. You know, to be able to understand, hey, let's get out this situation. To be able to understand that, hey, this woman that's in my life is evil. I need to get rid of her. You have to have this spiritual understanding to understand that Yahweh will tell you, I don't want you with her, or I don't want you with around them. Because if you're just walking around and you don't believe in these types of signs, then you should just be walking in danger. If there's no types of signs, then why do you have signs like the stop sign, which you can read and see, which is a sign that lets you know to stop, but you don't believe that Yahweh has other signs, that has angels out there that make you trip over something, or stumble upon like a snake and make you stop, or a hole or something, or whatever, to keep you from doing something dumb and walking into danger. But you can't believe that those are still signs. Like he'll maybe he'll hit you with deja vu, or a glitch in the matrix, is what, you know, people would say. He gives you signs. He lets you know when you're going off. Sorry, I went a little bit off, but yeah. So, but just because that, it's like it. Just because that Ak is like I'm doing it. You know, he might only be able to do that karate thing, and maybe there's no other Ahchyam near him, but he's teaching his karate, which karate is very spiritual as well. And he's still trying to tell people about Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. He's still making his body a living sacrifice. He may not have the fringes. He may not have, you know, that's one thing too. It's like, you got Ahchyam walking around without fringes on that are part of camps. And then you got some that are not a part of a camp that are walking around with no fringes on. But you can't determine and say, hey, that dude ain't no Israelite because he don't got no spirit on, or he don't got no, well, yeah, the spirit. He ain't no fringes on him. You know, we got to be a little bit more open-minded to like that the elect could be all around us. You know, I mean, even though it's only one from a city, two from a family, well, then that would mean that the elect ain't all around us. But which they are because the angels are all around us. But you get what I'm saying? Like the elect are all around us. It's kind of like my friend that scuba dives asked him, I was like, do you be worried about sharks? He goes, you got to realize at some point when you're underwater that sharks are all around you. You're surrounded by sharks. You just can't see them. And that's kind of the spirit. We surrounded in both ways by sharks, by the enemies, and we're also surrounded by the angels. And sometimes you just can't see them. You know, we got to be able to start determining what's good for ourselves, because everybody in your camp ain't gonna get saved. That's why it says worry about your own salvation. So even if your other people in your camps are telling you not to talk to like other brothers, or don't worry about that person that, let's say you see in a nurse and she was asking you questions and she wanted to get private training or whatever, and let's say they're telling you not to. If you how about Shimmy Ashai is putting that spirit on you to do it, you're supposed to do it. Like when how about Shimmy Ashai tells me to give me dreams and tells me to tell people, you know how many people get mad at me, punch me in my face, freaking cuss me out, and I still have to tell them, because if you don't, then guess what? That blood is on your hands. Now if they reject what I'm saying, then the blood's on their hands. And if something happens, then the blood's on their hands. So I mean, I just woke up, and I mean, I'm not against the Ahchyam. I'm just saying, like, we need to respect everybody. There's knowledge. People got pieces and pieces of knowledge everywhere. You know what I mean? The Bible has knowledge, and there's pieces that people are getting out of that they're better at. Like Pastor Dow, he's good at the set apart, like off grid, growing your food, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, along with following Yeshua. And they call them different names. Yes, the name is important. It is. It is. It's very important. The teaching that they're teaching, though, is kind of similar to the same, well, not kind of similar, it's the same doctrine as like GMS. And, Yahweh did give me a dream, and he told me to tell people, and I told him, he said, if anybody talks down about Pastor Dow or Elder Tahar, tell them I'm going to, I can't remember exactly what he said. I want to say he said put them to death. He was going to punish them. Like, I posted that because the fact of, the names may be off, but the teaching of sexual marriage, the RFID chip, and everything else that they teach is the exact, pretty much the same. Now, and that's the thing too, like and this is something that I always think about, we keep pushing, a lot of us put, I say we, because we are one. I mean, we two sticks, you know what I mean? Yeah, Judah and Ephraim, Manesh, two sticks that he's going to give his power up on. He's going to give us the power, but a lot of times we keep pushing so-called Edomites away or whatever. And I mean, some of them, a lot of them, I still talk to. You give them the knowledge for what, if they ask, because some people are, shamefaced. But then we are in those later days, and a lot of people are clinging on And they know that the only way for them to be a part is to cling on. And a lot of them want to be, they may not make it in the kingdom like how we gonna make it in the kingdom, but they may want to serve us just like how they are. Some are serving Pastor down them. Some of them want to live like the righteous life, and they understand who the real is. So if they want to be like, hey, I'll help you grow your food and do all kinds of stuff, or hey, I'll hold your camera, it says that we're gonna take them. So it says that he's gonna use us to take the kingdom, right? So if we're gonna take the kingdom, we're not just gonna sit around. We're gonna take it. We're gonna take it. And I mean, I could be going off, and if I am, Salakia, but from my understanding, when you say that it says that he's gonna use he's gonna use Israel to take the kingdom, to take something, to rape. We're gonna get the kingdom back. So if people are starting to realize that we're already taking the kingdom, if people are bowing down and kissing your shoes already, if people are already like, hey, I'll come serve you, they're gonna cleave on to you. And this place is still gonna get destroyed, yes. Nuclear destruction, yes. But before that happens, does it say that they're gonna nuclear destruction and then they're gonna cleave onto us? Or does it say they're going to cleave onto us and then the nuclear destruction is going to come? So if they're already cleaving on the Pastor Dow, and which people are always cleaving onto us because people always want to be like Judah, in some form or another, it's still a form of cleaving. And I'm not trying to teach off, like not off the doctrine or nothing. And it's going to get, I'm saying they're going to cleave a lot worse too because of the fact of the collapse of the dollar and everything else. But people are already starting to cleave. They're already starting to cleave. People are still, people are going to come up to you that aren't of the nation and ask you questions because they're starting to see what's going on. And you're supposed to, if you're teaching the downfall, then you're supposed to tell it says for this word to be heard throughout the whole earth. You don't think that there's some kid that ain't ever been on Facebook, that ain't ever been on YouTube? Because I'm telling you, there's, by maybe just walking around Walmart saying stuff, talking to people, or, if your karate studio and people ask, that may just be the information, the way the kid gets that information. Because of the fact of, you never know, this little kid might have been locked up. This person might have been locked up in jail, no internet. You don't know. So that one guy, maybe his whole, like, that one karate dude, maybe the guy came out, and when somebody came out of prison, he'd been in prison his whole life, never heard about Yasha, never knew that he was Israelite. He walked to the karate school because he always wanted to do MMA or something. And then you find out, boom, next thing you know, because when you're in jail, a lot of people come out and they just get flip phones. They get these Obama phones. They don't get this information. There's still people out there that don't know this information. I've met homeless people that know the information. Yeah, that are from the Igbo tribe, the Ibos. But then I've met people that I've only heard a little bit. And then, you start telling them more. Like, so some people don't know how to look it up. Maybe you answer a question. Maybe the guy gets out of jail and answers that one question, or gets a question answered, and boom, he takes off. And next thing you know, he's out there teaching. He's out there spreading the word. You're supposed to plant that seed, that mustard seed. So, just because a person's not on the corner, I know we're supposed to be out there on the highways and byways. I understand that. But sometimes the highway and byway could be, he's walking and he's in the store doing the highways and byways. He's still teaching, doing his best to teach, to get out the word. Because the internet's a highway as well too. So Maybe, I'm not the one that makes that decision. I'm not the one that makes that decision, but I'm just saying some people have different lots. Maybe there ain't no camps around them. Maybe he's doing his best. So we got to uplift those brothers too. We got to uplift those brothers too. Yeah, we got to uplift those brothers too. And we got to let them know. Part of learning is listening. In order to learn, you got to listen, You got to listen, So you got to be able to hear. You got to be like, what I mean? That's what I said. Part of learning, or like Ari said, the spiritual, that, being able to hear the word and being able to seek the word and understand the word, that's spiritual in itself to me. That's to me, that's a power. Because if other people can't do it, they don't have that power. Like, knowledge is a power, man. There's signs all around you. There's warning signs all around you. Even Esau put warning signs on everything. So you got to understand this is a spiritual war. It's a spiritual and a physical. But that spiritual, like, it's man, like this milk, milk destroys you. But people don't understand. They still go out and buy milk. How many Israelites still out there drinking milk? But do you have the knowledge and understanding that milk is not good for you? Why would they tell you to stop sucking on a titty but go drink udder? Come on, it's bad for you. I'll go into this on a different day, But I just want to make sure that because what I said in that last video, I said he might only be able to do karate, but then that would be like him rejecting knowledge too. He needs to learn and he needs to teach, but maybe he teaches through his karate, or maybe he's like, that's where he's still able to reach out to people. Maybe that's a form of a highway and a byway. Even though if you say highway and byway, you talk about streets and stuff like that. But the internet's also a highway. It's an internet highway. People could say college is a highway. It's a highway to a job. So, highways and byways. We know, we don't know nothing, but the highways and byways are on the streets. But if he's in the streets teaching, whether he's walking around the projects or not, telling people at different karate tournaments, that information is getting passed around like it's on the highway. It's like that could seem a little off. I'm not trying to be confusing. I'm just trying to say that, there are Ahchyam that don't have a place to go teach, but they teaching in wherever they can. And they trying to be smart about it too, without they're putting their body they're using their body as a living sacrifice, regardless, every time you open your mouth about the truth. Well, with that said, I'm just going to cut that off right there. Shalom, Ahchyam, Yahweh, Brakatah, Yahweh, Shai, Brakatham.